What? It's Gunflowers, and welcome back to Hungary for Success with me, FoggyPlays, on FM21. Today we're taking on Sevilla in both legs of the quarterfinal, because why not? It's an important game. We've pretty much guaranteed ourselves the league, so probably won't see much more of the league this season. If we can beat Sevilla, we're in a pretty decent situation for making it to the final, I would say. But if you do want to enjoy this episode, do make sure to leave a like and subscribe. Now let's get into the video. Right, fellas, so the first game against Sevilla is away from home. It's going to be difficult, I would imagine. I think we've been better than Sevilla overall, but this is a good side, and we have a significant number of players who are unavailable for today's first leg. If we do manage to beat Sevilla, the next round will be Slavia Prague or PSV, who you might remember in our Journeyman series unsuccessfully managed PSV. So kind of want to get one over them. So for this game, we do have, as I said, many an injury. We have Grodem out injured, picked up an injury in the last game after scoring a goal against Halidas. He's out for 4 weeks. Neri is suspended, and Mark O'Neill also suspended. So fantastic. That's just exactly what you want to see. Nunez is recovering from an injury. He's not been great, so I'm not going to play him. But we do have Perez starting in goal, Hernandez and Mayer as our wing-backs, Medina and Gitarik in central defence, Kwasi and Diaz in central midfield, Gilmer and Carlsberg as our wide men, Sorensen and Fuskis starting up front. Sorensen just signed a new contract as well, because he's been pretty decent. I'll show you the league quickly. We are 10 points clear of Fervar. We were 20 points clear of Kishvarda. Now we're 23, because we've been in pretty tasty form since we were last in the game against Ajax. We went on after that and beat Pushkash Academia. The game against Ujpest was an interesting one, because we also played Venezuela on the same day. So I went from managing the Hungarian national team to managing Dorogi against Ujpest. And we lost, because pretty much my entire team was unavailable. We had 34 players on international duty. But then we came back and showed that when we have all the players, we're actually pretty good. We beat Ujpest 6-0 in the league, and then we beat Halidas 5-0. As you can see, our right back scored a brace, because Cesar Hernandez is pretty good. Grodem came on in the 68th minute, scored in the 80th, had to go off in the 86th. So that was not ideal. We're also taking on Fervar in the Hungarian Cup semi-final, where we could play MTK or Pushkash Academia, who I think, we played them in finals year after year, and then we're playing last year's final in the semi-final. So interesting game for everybody in that one, but you're not going to see it unless we make it to the cup final, which I would imagine we will. It is interesting that we didn't lose a cup game for 4 years, and then we lose 2 in the same year. Thankfully, they were both final or games that had first and second legs, so we didn't have to worry too much about it. But the Sevilla team is fairly strong. They've got Ramsdale in goal, Kuandi is still playing for them, Pellegrini at left back, Trincao is there. Did they have any other? Malcolm, Josh Sargent. It's pretty decent team. So we're going to pump our fists. Fully expect. Ooh. Alright, point finger. Think you can make the difference. Yeah, we've more or less fixed it. Fuskis is still disappointed. We have Cremosa on the bench, who, if not possible, I don't want to have to play, because Cremosa has been ineffective, shall we say, of late. I think he was one of the players that played against Ujpest in the cup, and he missed quite a number of opportunities. So that wasn't exactly what we were looking for. We do have a difficult game, so I would take a close game where we score. That would be nice. So far, the game has been not the best. The fact that there was 2 shots on target in the first 25 minutes, not really ideal. Sorensen has come deep for the ball though. They just kind of let him run, and purposely hit the post the post so that Gilmer could score. Because he's not selfish, you know? Signed himself a new contract, and he's like, yeah, I could run from the halfway line, or like from halfway in our own half, and put this in the back of the net. But why not hit it off the post? Show the fact that he has complete control over everything that he does, and let Gilmer put it in the back of the net. This is Sorensen's world. We are just living in it. Sevilla come down their right side again. I would have thought that our left side would have been our stronger side, but it turns out I don't know what I'm talking about. Maybe it's because Katarik is playing there, and he's probably our weakest centre back. Mayer absolutely fluffed that challenge. Thankfully, Emmanuel's cross gets blocked, or the shot from Emmanuel's cross gets blocked. But this first half so far has been fairly close. I think everyone's been both teams are a little bit, don't want to do anything that's going to cause major issues. Carlsberg with a free kick. He is, was that Mayer? Mayer missed the tackle again, and Brahim Diaz puts the ball in the back of the net. Mayer missing that challenge was not ideal. Don't know why Mayer has suddenly decided he's not a good footballer. Because, as previously stated, he's probably one of our best defenders, if not our best defender. I'm going to say I'm far from happy with what I've seen. Carlsberg, I'm furious with you. You've been terrible so far. Katarik's not playing all that well. He is booked. Could bring Bourdais on. The only issue I have with Bourdais is he's not very tall. And he's more kind of a wing back. He's left back, right back. Not so much a centre back, but we don't really have any centre backs fit at the moment. I suppose I could have put Barreto in there, but Barreto's leaving. Also, Mary's probably on the way out. Mary came to me and said that he wants to be first team, and I was like, no, Carlsberg is our number one left winger, and he was like, but I want to be number one left winger, and I was like, that's just not going to happen, buddy. So we're going to take a Tarek off for Bourdais. Carlsberg's coming off for Boradze, and we are going to hopefully do something with this. It's interesting that Carlsberg's having a poor game today because he scores lots of goals. Mayer, Rashid Mayer, with the assist from Carlsberg, puts it in the back of the net. And we are 2-1 ahead away from home. And look at the stadium. How many white jerseys there are. And then we've got this little corner over here by the looks of it. That was beautifully played. And now Sevilla have a throw. It does look like there's like 20 Drog fans have shown up to this game. And besides Zeballos hits the post. Unfortunately for them, Josh Sargent couldn't get there. You can see Josh Sargent with his ginger head running around our box. Sorensen does keep it in, but then Brahim Diaz puts it out. And we are just I'm not going to say hanging on. We're just doing what needs to be done. 10 minutes after, we're going to make a change. I'm not taking Gilmar off because he is really quite good. We're going to take Kouassi off. Going to bring on Johansson because Kouassi is quite tired. He's one of those players that's just been playing quite a significant amount of football. We did sign one of the strikers we signed in January, February, so the winter window. That's the word I was looking for. Josh Sargent offside. Never in doubt. Palacios, who I had thought would probably be one of our main strikers when he came in, hasn't really proven himself to be a main striker. He's been playing in central midfield, and he's actually been acceptable. Which, acceptable is better than terrible. Nunez, who we're paying quite a significant amount of money to, has been either injured or terrible since he's arrived. And what a save by Perez. Stops the ball from going into the back of the net. I am splendiferously happy. And now, Fuskas, if that had landed a little bit nicer for him, could have made a break for it. But as it is, we've just come to Sevilla, beat them 2-1. And Mayer ends up having an absolute fantastic game. played in 8.1. We got rid of Guitaric, and suddenly Mayer turned into an actual wingback. Maybe Guitaric does need to get dropped, but Medina was suspended, so that's not going to happen. PSV did beat Slavia Prague 4-3. Karim Adeyemi getting a hat-trick. Man United smashed Napoli. I feel like this is Man United's season to win the Europa League. Also, you might remember that I said Tottenham were in the Conference League. Yeah, they're not anymore. They got knocked out by Sporting Lisbon. We're also going to be without Diaz for the next game against Sevilla. Not ideal, but we're going to be back in just a second for the second leg against Sevilla, because we are taking on Hungary, which I think is potentially a game that can win the league for us. I think we could win the league in this game. We are guaranteed top 2. There's 6 games remaining, so that's 18 points. We're only 10 points clear. 15 points. Yeah, so okay, it's not going to happen. Not going to be the Hungary game, so we're not going to worry about it just yet. So back in a second for Sevilla, where we could make it into the semi-final. Right, fellas, so it is time for the second leg against Sevilla, and we did demolish Hungary in the game in between. Carlsberg scored 4 goals. Palacio scored his first goal for the club. I think it was his first goal for the club. It was indeed. He scored his first goal for us, and O'Neill also got on the score sheet. So league-wise, everything's looking fantastic. Apart from the fact that we've lost 4 games this year, we're doing fine. That one draw, very disappointing, but we are comfortably atop. Carlsberg has now become top goal scorer again, as is pretty much the standard. We are starting with a couple of changes because of injuries and suspensions. So unfortunately, Grodem is still injured. Gilmar picked up a knock in between the last match you saw and between the 100 and this game. Diaz is suspended, and other than that, pretty happy to go as we are. So don't think there's too many changes. Medina comes in instead of Guitaric, who drops to the bench. Lazare starts because of Gilmar being injured, and I think that's the only 2 changes. According to this, it's the only change we made. Did we not play Gilmar in the last game? This is from the Hanvid game. Yeah, that's fine. You saw the team. It's pretty much the same team that we play most of the time. Any changes in the Sevilla team? So they're not starting with Emmanuel at right back. He's starting at left back. And Mena starts. Did Mena start up front last time? Zabalos and Sargent are on the bench. Kante started the last game. He's not in for this one. Go out there and carry on straight from where you finished. Okay, they're not overly enamored by what I've said to them there, but I'm just going to motivate everybody just a smidge. Yeah. Okay, so we're 2-1 up from the first leg. Sevilla have started this second leg significantly better than we have. Our stadium is empty, it would seem. Not a huge amount of fans have shown up for this game, but Mayer tries his luck. Doesn't quite work out for him, but that's fine. It's fine. We've 2 away goals. It's not like Man United who are 7-0 up from their game. Beautiful ball by Hernandez. Sorensen gets hacked down, but not a penalty. Lazare whips it across, and Baby heads it away. Medina finds Neri, goes back to Perez. We have had our Sorensen. Ducky rumpa. Sorensen puts it in the back of the net. It is 3-1 on aggregate. Get in. We have had our budgets set for next season. The money to spend hasn't changed. It's still the same as what it was for this season. But we do have 925,000 in wage budget, which means we have 600 and something thousand spare. Sorensen is true again, but Aaron Ramsdale is alive to the situation and manages to scoop the ball up. So yeah, Taki is my new favorite chant. Every time he scores, when I'm not recording, I sing Taki because there's a song. Taki rumpa. Neri hoofs it clear. I'm surprised Kunde is still playing for Sevilla. Beautiful tackle by Neri. If that was the Euros, he would have been sent off for that. But the Euros are done, so we're not going to talk about it anymore because Italy won. Forza Azzurri. As an Irishman, obviously I was going to shout for Italy. I think everyone, bar the English, were shouting for Italy, and somehow Trinco has put that in the back of the net. Neri and Perez and pretty much every one of our defenders decided against doing anything in that situation. We do have our defensive line set up so that they play narrower, force the opposition out wide, but surely someone could have done something in that situation to stop us from conceding. Instead, they decided not to. Still room for improvement. Okay, players don't care. So we're just going to pump our fists at them and see if that does something. Fuskas has been absolutely horrendous. Lazar's not having a great game. Actually, to be fair, we've not really seen Fuskas at all in that first half, which is interesting because he's linked with two clubs who play in the Champions League on the regular. Now things have gone quite poorly. Diamande scoring for Sevilla to level the scores, also levels the tie on away goals, which is not something we want. Mayer gets it to Fuskas, who actually gets a touch on the ball in a highlight, and just puts it wide. I think if that was on target, it would have beaten Ramsdale. But unfortunately, it was not on target. Carlsberg has been absolutely non-existent in this game. Fuskas is going to move to the right because Lazar is playing terribly. We're going to bring on Nunez as our complete forward. See if he can do something. O'Neill's playing poorly. Fuskas is also playing really poorly. O'Neill is going to come off for Johansson. Oh, is that something I really want to do? I think my chair's after sinking a little bit. I feel like I'm closer face-wise to the mic. Like my nose is closer to the mic than it normally is. Carlsberg puts the ball through. Nunez. No, Nunez gets the ball taken off him. Hernandez finds Fuskas. Fuskas, he's been dispossessed by Emmanuel rather easily, I'd say. Perez gets a save, and thankfully the shot from the Sevilla attacker goes wide. I think it was Diaz that put that one wide. Nunez finds Carlsberg. Carlsberg gets dispossessed or gets tackled by Kunde, who gets himself sent off, and now they brought a midfielder on. They're going to play Kante at centre back. Interesting. I think Kante is a decent midfielder. Mena, he's hit the post, the crossbar. So we've kind of gotten away with that. It's interesting that both teams are playing better away from home than they played at home. Because normally, it's when you're at home, you play better. But for some reason, not the case. We're having a poor game. Carlsberg does pick up the ball though, boots it forward. Nunez, far too easily dispossessed. We're paying him 34 grand a week. He's our joint highest paid player. Carlsberg breaks free. Carlsberg smashes it into the back of the net. Carlsberg is woken up. Get in. Just having a quick look at the substitutes to see is there anyone that needs to come off, or Fuskas really does need to come off. He's playing terribly. Alright, so Fuskas, you're coming off. If we get a high value offer for him, he will be leaving without a second thought. If Inter or Atletico come along and are like, hey, we'll pay stupid crazy money for him, I'd be more than happy to let him go. He has scored a lot of goals this year. He's got 20 something goals. But if he decides, why are you telling me to take off Kouassi and bring on Nunez? Nunez is playing up front. Thank you, assistant manager, you cretin. But if one of those big clubs come in and offer us 30 odd million, by all means, we have a conveyor belt of strikers. And if you're going to play a 6.3 in a very important game, which we have just about scraped through, then I'll take it. Lazar didn't play well. I think our right side was just destined to not play well in that game because Gilmer wasn't there. Man United have gone through. 10-2 against Napoli. PSV ended up doing the business against Slavia Prague, so I'm pretty sure we're playing PSV. And Porto have knocked out Valencia, and we are playing PSV, so we can get our revenge against PSV. And when I say revenge, I mean I didn't manage them very well, so of course that means that I want revenge on them, because that's how football works, right? You manage a club really poorly, so then you want revenge on them. I'm pretty sure that's how it works. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure that's you know that's how it do be sometimes. It would be really interesting actually if the Fervor game at the end of the season, our final game of the season, if that was the one that won us the title. But I don't think it's going to come to that. I'm pretty sure we'll have won the league by then. If we haven't, then fuck me, something's gone terribly, terribly wrong. So for the next episode, we're going to come back, potentially do both legs of PSV. Could be an interesting encounter. But yeah, interesting. PSV in the next round. Man United play Porto, so potentially we could make it to a European final and take on Manchester United. I think we'd have a better time against Porto. So if we can beat PSV, hopefully Porto can do the business against Man United, and then we can win the Europa League, and then our coefficient would be exceptional. Might even make it into like the group stage proper without having to qualify for the Champions League, and that would be exceptional. All of that being said, though, if you did enjoy this video, then make sure to leave a like, comment, subscribe, share with all of your friends, and I will see you in the next one.